I thought we were best friends.
Do all your friends do this?
Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out. I'm Kyle.
Shannon.
This is Shannon. K&S, is that where that comes from?
Oh, I thought it was from something else.
Oh, it is. Killer snow
Killer.
people. Cool snow people with a K.
No.
Hey, we're covered in snow. We got a light dusting, as they called for. What do you guys think? Is that a light dusting?
The crazy thing is, it's currently snowing and melting at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
It's like 33 or 4 degrees.
Yeah.
Supposed to be like 40 today, so it is rapidly hitting us in the heads off the trees.
Kyle took a shot right to the back of the neck and top of the head.
I was happy
It's a little
about
bit
it.
funny.
Yeah, it wasn't cold. All right, well today, guys, today's the day. We asked, therefore you asked. Now we'll answer some of them, whichever ones we picked.
Yeah.
Not the ones we don't want to answer. We have that right?
Of course we do.
Okay. Well, we got the dogs out. We're gonna go check the trails, see if any other trees came down or anything.
And just show you how pretty it is back there.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. I want to complain because there is so much we've got to get done. You guys know. You guys are asking about it, and you're chomping at the bit for us to get it done. So are we. But sometimes there's nothing you can do.
You just can't fight Mother Nature.
Nah, I'm already ready.
There he goes.
I think he's chasing falling snow. It's falling out of the tree and it's just driving him nuts.
That's hilarious.
You're gonna be really busy today, buddy. Oh, you're gonna leave your mark?
Excuse me.
Don't eat the yellow snow. It's probably yours. Hitting branches is gonna be a little different today.
Yeah.
You hit one and it's gonna hit back. It looks
Coming through.
completely different when it's like this. By the way, I got a bit of a sinus thing. I'm fine. I sound like I'm not fine. I probably don't look fine, but that's an everyday thing. But I'm fine. It's just, I apologize in advance. Funny voice today. What do you think? Am I
I
sick?
think they like your funny voices. It's okay.
My funny voices,
Yeah.
like if I talk like this.
Maybe not that one.
Let's read on the questions.
Let's not read them with that voice.
That's not better?
No.
Okay.
Well, hey, you guys asked a lot of great questions.
Yeah, we got a lot of really good questions this time.
Yeah, and some of them were, you know, things that, yeah, we'll talk about with you someday. We're just not ready. It's top secret. You guys don't get to know.
Well, part of that is we don't even know the answers to some of the
You're
questions
not
you
supposed
were
to tell them
asking.
that. We know all the answers. We know every single answer.
I don't know every single answer.
Yeah, well, you know. Herc knows all the answers.
She tried to juke him.
This is the steepest hill. They always get ready for it, start sprinting, and they're like, oh, yeah, well, let's just walk.
Yeah,
Shannon does the same.
I do too. Yeah. I'm hoping not to fall up it. Can they see you?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Look at how pretty this is. This is beautiful.
It is a super wet snow. It started raining last night for a couple hours before it started snowing. And I think the temperatures were still a little above freezing.
Yeah.
And so everything just kind of got soaked. And then it transitioned to snow. And I'm sure a lot of you know because I'm pretty sure half of the nation at least is covered in this. And it's just making for a muddy mess.
Very muddy mess.
Yeah, I think the last snow it was way colder. And so we had the ability to still kind of work a bit. Nah, this is a showstopper until it's gone in the mud.
They're loving it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They say, who cares about work, Dad? It's all about play today. I know. I really want to wait till you're not looking and hit a branch over your head.
Oh, thank you.
Honey, I just want to be open and honest with you.
I
That's the
appreciate that.
key to this relationship. Now come here and stand under this tree. No? I'll do it to myself, I guess.
I was going to say.
No! Baby, come here. I want to apologize for all my wrongdoings. Come give me a hug.
I think I'm good.
Wait, I don't want that one. Come give me a hug. Come here.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Well, hey, let's just jump right into it. What do you say?
I think that's a great idea.
All right. You guys asked, are you on YouTube? Yes. That was Phil. Thanks, Phil. Are you on Facebook? Yep, sure am. Yep, Facebook. You know what? I'll just go ahead and skip ahead. We're on Instagram too. Yeah, your little devious mind is a little more telling than you realize.
I'm sure it has something to do with the giant grin on my face, right? I feel like I need
That's
to
what I'm
run
talking
through here
about.
to get away from Kyle. What do you think, Herc? Are you loving this?
Hey, buddy. All right, so question number 1 has nothing to do with me, and I'm thankful.
Okay.
Will you be gardening this year? If so, what will you be planting?
Whew. I got to start my list of the things that I want to plant.
No, babe. It's a yes or no question.
Yes.
Will you be gardening this year?
Yes.
We go through this all the time, guys.
I don't give straight answers. I will be gardening this year.
If so, what will you be gardening?
I have a whole list of things that I want to plant,
What is it?
but I'm just not sure what all I'll get accomplished.
Give us the
So-
top 3 that your research tells us is something you want to tackle as a new gardener. I'm enhancing their questions a little bit.
So I would like zucchini, cauliflower.
Isn't that a tough one?
I think so.
I was trying to pick low-hanging vegetables.
I don't eat a lot of vegetables, so I don't know what all to pick. But
Well, don't.
I want to do potatoes if possible. And, peppers. I definitely want to do some peppers, some green peppers, some jalapeno peppers. Is there anything specific you want?
This is your garden. No.
Okay.
I got the construction and the projects and the other stuff. I don't want to water anything else.
I'm sure I'll have to set reminders on my phone.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have to water for you.
Okay, next question.
Which structures are you planning to build this year? What structures are your
Dun,
higher
dun.
priorities? Are you going to build your own home or act as a contractor and hire everything out? How hands-on are you planning on being when you build your home? You know, let's see, let's break this question down. Structures this year, we're going to get that shed done. Chickens. This is going to lead into a lot of other questions down the road. We're going to try to kind of condense some of that. Chicken coop with a little run, a way to kind of separate the dogs and the goats from the chickens and keep everybody safe. As you guys know, and a lot of you have given a lot of advice on, we've got to kind of figure out how not to let Hercules have chicken tenders all the time, because he'll do it. He loves birds. Yes, somebody did mention he had been around chickens at Walker Farm a long time ago, and at Dad's, Grandpa Adler Farms. And he did well when he was small, about their size, but I don't know. Seeing how he goes after those goats and Miss Nala.
We just have to see what happens.
Yeah, so we'll train him, but we want to build the coop and the run and everything in a way that helps us separate them if and when we need to. So as far as this year, that's right down the spine.
Oh no.
It's refreshing, but it's gonna be wet. So as far as this year, we're talking chicken coop, shed, the well house. We plan on either remodeling it and kind of refurbishing it a bit or just tearing it down and building a new one. Other than that, a lot of little one-off. That one's real cool. Help! Babe, please. On my neck. So yeah, those are the primary larger buildings, and then we got plans for all sorts of little things that help us on the farm and do things here and there that we don't have on a list yet. We just come up with them weekly.
I have a few on the list, but they're going to be like surprise sneak attack projects that is one of those, oh, we have some extra time today, let's work on this.
Surprise to me or surprise to our viewers?
Yes.
Okay. Atta boy. Goodness gracious.
You're so fast.
Off-road mode engaged.
Oh.
Careful, there's people over here. Okay, so that's the plans. Remember guys, I've got to say this now because again, a lot of these questions pertain to this, but Shannon and I live one day at a time. We do make our plans and we have our goals and things, but
How often do our plans get wrecked?
all the time. We try. Oh, fart! What am I doing? Ooh, that's cold. You're having too much fun watching this happen because I've noticed you won't take your hands off the camera to help me get it off my neck. Let me just blow the snow off my phone. All right, guys, if I die, it was pneumonia, snow down. Don't you come over here. Don't do it.
This is entertaining.
Yeah, so as far as home, my mom did some general contracting when we were growing up. It was mostly for homes that we lived in, but we would build and sell and build and sell and move every year to 3 years growing up. And that's just what we knew. We never left the area. So I have been very exposed to it and got a lot of firsthand experience, but I'd like to be way more hands-on. We did all the contracting and hired out subs and had to kind of inspect the jobs and whatnot, but I would really like to be a lot more hands-on. And we don't have a lot of details. Yes, Shannon and I dream a lot about what house and the plan and all that stuff, but haven't solidified anything yet because, well, you know, I got a 16 by 12 shed. I got to make sure it doesn't fall over after I build it.
What else you got?
Oh, this next one, man. Whew. This one, I really like this one because her and her husband, and I apologize, we don't have names on the list. We didn't copy those out.
I didn't put the names on there, sorry.
But somebody said, only asking because my husband and I are considering going the same route as you guys are. Are you beginning to feel claustrophobic yet? I'm gonna walk away because I'm a little too close to her.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
What's your answer?
You know, my first answer is a question. How large of human beings are you? Seriously ask that question and think about it. Fifth wheel. If you can, or if you have a fifth wheel, if you can get a fifth wheel, I would highly, highly recommend a fifth wheel. That bumper camper is not Kyle size. And Shannon and I talk about that a lot in life, things being Kyle size, and that camper, you just got it, is not one of them. So make sure you get one large enough where your husband's not bumping his shoulders in the hallway, or you, or hitting his head all the time, all that stuff. Yeah, it's very claustrophobic. You can clean that thing, make it spotless, and maybe 20 minutes later, it looks like you didn't do anything.
Well, what happens is you go to the grocery store and come home, and the minute you get home with all your grocery bags, there's nowhere to put your groceries.
Yeah.
So
laundry.
It's immediately just clutter. And I don't do very well with clutter. It gives me anxiety. So it's a little rough at times, but we're making it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, the answer is it is absolutely
Yeah.
claustrophobic. It's tight quarters. It's a whole new life lesson to learn how to live in a camper. That's why we don't take you guys in the camper. We're still working on it. How long have we been in that thing?
Oh, man.
Long enough to take you guys in there, but we're not ready yet.
There's just always stuff everywhere.
Oh my. We're gonna get pegged. Herc loves it.
I think Nala does too.
He still found that spot that he covers every time.
They're so funny.
He says, I know right where
Oh,
it's at.
Nala just got hit. Nala Bear, come here. Come here. What's on your face? Okay.
I'm gonna lump about 4 of these questions in the same one. They're basically all the same thing, just different flavors. Are you getting chickens?
Yes.
Chickens, more animals. We'll get to the more animals, but chickens, absolutely. Chickens are the next animal. As you guys know, last year and already this year from bringing the dogs out here, we had ticks so bad. I mean, bad. I don't even want to admit how many tick bites we had. You almost got nailed by snow.
I know.
But they were hellacious. And also, I don't know, you guys bought eggs in a minute? That's a topic of discussion.
Yeah.
So we would really like some farm fresh eggs for ourselves, for Hercules, for Miss Nala. I think a dual purpose, you know, if the chickens can free range, help with the tick mitigation and egg production, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to have chickens for that.
And who doesn't want to hang out with chickens? Ooh, this one's kind of deep. And honestly, we I don't know, maybe we're still making it, but what has been the most challenging aspect of transitioning from corporate America / the daily grind to farm life? Have you found ways to cope / adjust smoothly?
That's a pretty loaded question.
That is a loaded question. I will outright I'm gonna speak for Shannon here, she can't even argue. We were just talking about this yesterday, so I happen to know. The number one thing that goes away when that lifestyle goes away is structure. Somebody else has a structure, has a calendar, has a schedule. You've got meetings and you know right where to be, when to be there, and who all's gonna be present. When you go away from that, you've got to build in your own structure. You know, you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to be disciplined. And it is not easy, especially when it's 2 of you trying to accomplish similar but different but sometimes same goals. It's been a big adjustment, and that structure is something that we're still fine-tuning, and we're trying to come up with the best method to kind of help provide that rhetoric for us so that we know this is what we're doing today. It's so hard
Okay.
to be serious when every other second you got snow.
That was
It's
a
up
great
there.
way to lighten things up.
Oh,
You
it's
see?
totally up there. Yeah, there you go. Hercules. So the most, yeah, I would say if we're talking about the most challenging overall, it's going to be the lack of scheduling, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or structure. I'm
Especially
sorry, lack of structure.
For
is
me,
definitely-
it's structure because coming from a job of 20 years that every day I knew what I was doing and what my goals were, to having to figure it all out on your own and think ahead about what is in plan for the next day. Structure's huge, and it is really hard when you don't have a set schedule, set structure.
And trust me, you do not want to try to become your spouse's boss and say, well, you do this at this time and then that, and I'll go do this and then you do that.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know that from experience. I haven't tried it yet since yesterday, but I wouldn't recommend it. No, Shane and I are both very leader oriented. Our mindsets were very leader-esque, so we're not always the greatest at one or the other falling off into the follower position or role. Or even teammate.
What?
So
I've
we have
always
to
been
own-
a good teammate.
Well, I mean, you know, sometimes we need like a point guard and a center, but we get 2 point guards.
Sometimes we need a referee.
That's what we need.
Hi, Nola.
Yeah, I know.
Are you going to be the referee for us?
Yeah. Oh, hi, pretty girl. She says this train ain't moving fast enough. Come on.
My feet are cold.
Come on, baby girl.
Okay, let's keep going.
Have you found ways to cope / adjust more smoothly? No.
No, we're still figuring that out.
No. Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah. There, guys, there's so much. I mean, there's so much that's different that you really can't quantify it. You can't look at it and say, well, we used to do this and then do it this way, and now it's this way. No, it's just everything changed.
Everything is different.
And we all know how good humans are with change, and believe it or not, we're 2 humans. So we're working on it. Right?
Believe it or not, we're 2 humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I am.
Oh, okay, good. I'm not.
Okay, what else you got?
This spins off of it. I'm not going to read the whole question because I only want to give a partial answer, so you're only getting a partial question. But basically, in small living quarters, for someone who's an introvert or needs recharge time, how do you adjust? How do you do that? I don't know. Separately, if we need to, we take walks or we take drives or...
That's what I was going to say. We take drives, or I come out here a lot and just walk the trail.
Yeah. I mean, it is impossible for her to go to the bedroom and me to be in the front room and us to not technically be able to hear each other like sniff or sneeze or talk. So no, you don't get your space. Yes, it can be very challenging, and it's just respecting one another and what he or she needs
In that moment.
and judgment free. You know, if Shannon says, hey, I'm gonna fill in the blank, go into town, do this, do that. If she doesn't invite me willy-nilly, I'm not inviting myself. I say, hey, you go ahead. I get some time to myself, go out with the animals. She gets some time to herself, whatever. And that's kind of our time. Now, it's a constant work. I mean, you gotta keep up with it, and you can't take it lightly and say, yeah, you know what? This week we're gonna spend 110% of our time together. No way. Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I love you, but 110% of the time.
Well, I love you, but only 90% of the time. Is that what you were saying? I'll give you 80.
I think I need a hug under this tree over here.
I really wasn't going to get a hug, I thought. Well, fine. Yeah, so
I'll give you a hug. I just want to be by this tree over here.
I guess if we're speaking to those who are considering doing this, or you are doing this, you know, it does have its challenges. Not gonna lie, the stuff you guys see on camera, guess what? We're always getting along. Everything's great. We're all agreeing on absolutely everything.
Guess what? That doesn't always happen.
Yeah, that's the magic of editing.
That's true.
We get along, guys. We work well together, but just like any other 2 people, especially husband and wife, believe it or not, sometimes I make a mistake.
Seriously? Did he just admit that? I can't even believe it.
By I meant you.
I make a lot of mistakes, actually.
Yeah. So be forgiving, be patient, do the best you can, and when it's time, sometimes just get away. Just get away from one another. Give each other some space. Go think for yourself. just like you would anywhere else. You know, if you work 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, whatever time, you know, Shannon and I used to get up, good morning, get ready for the day, and then split off. And we may not see or hear from each other till 6, 5, 7, 8 o'clock at night. And that makes it really easy to come home to one another and everything's hunky-dory. How's your day? Don't want to talk about it. Let's just have a great day or great night.
Evening.
Now we have our days together, and then we have our lunch breaks together, then we have our dinners together, then we talk about the day, we plan for the next day, and then we try to not talk about work. And you know, so it's all that balance. Everybody, you know, to be realistic, yes, it has its challenges, and you do need to plan ahead and implement these things before you get a month or so in, and all of a sudden you're just like, why are we always yelling at each other? Which we've never done.
It's like we've had this conversation before or something, like, why are we always yelling at each other?
Well, it's because the camper is so big, and I'm not sure if you can hear me all the way down the end of the camper.
Yeah, 20 feet away.
31. Okay, so yeah, let's sum all that up.
So,
it does have challenges. You do have to work at it, and I encourage you to start early.
but that's the reality of it.
Start early. That's the reality, yes. Quick spin-off on this one. We don't need to elaborate, I don't think. How has this most impacted your relationship / marriage? Good and challenging. How have you grown from it? I haven't grown.
That's all you get, apparently.
I'm kidding.
Well, I think that we've grown as far as having to compromise, having to be patient with each other, and just learning when to walk away and let the other person just leave.
Most impacted your relationship, it's literally just going from spending 20% of our time together to 100% of our time together. So ties into that last question, and it's just a matter of managing that time, respecting one another, and your needs may be different than your partner's needs, so keep those things in mind, keep an open mind.
I would say also still making time to hang out with friends and people other than your spouse.
I thought we were best friends.
We are best friends.
I thought I broke up with all of my friends whenever we met.
Do all your friends do this?
I'm related to half of my friends, so yes, they do. I don't know what the deal is, but they sure do. I'm probably related
He's
to more
going to
than
get
half
me
my friends.
back.
Oh, yeah.
Twice as bad.
But see, Shannon has to move the tree into me. I could just throw her into the trees. I would never do that on camera.
Yes, he would.
Will you come teach me how to build things? Haha, just kidding. No, because we're still learning and we don't want to lead you down the wrong path. I can tell you that.
There are much better how-to videos out there than ours.
Oh yeah, ours aren't how-tos. They're just entertaining on how not tos. That's what they are. We're going to start our how not tos. How not to. What's the matter?
I mean, I'm just saying.
But the actual question to that was, what are you building first, next, etc. Rough timeline. Timeline again.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. Can't account for weather or unforeseeable things that get in the way, but it's definitely going to be chicken coop after we complete the shed. And not necessarily in this order, but the chicken coop, the well house, and Goatville. Which Goatville, I have a little update for you here in just a little bit. We'll show you once we get back over there. So yeah, we got to get chickens out there, but I absolutely got to get that shed done before I can move on too much. This is a good question, and the answer is yes. Is it easier to live in the RV in the winter or the summer for heating and cooling in particular?
I have my own answer for this.
If I had to guess, your answer would be summer?
No.
Winter because we can keep it warmer?
Winter because we can keep it warmer. Once it heats up in there, it is so hard to get that camper cooled off again
Oh, it's
until
impossible till the sun
evening time.
goes down. Yeah.
But in the winter, we can at least put a little portable heater. We have blankets. We have it skirted. And I just looked this morning and it was still like 41 degrees underneath our camper. Even whenever we got down to negative 20, it still stayed warm in there. I think the coldest inside.
Yes!
Oh, you got me.
Oh, I knew to pick a tall one that you wouldn't be able to see. You're covered in snow. What
I
happened?
feel it. I totally feel it.
So sorry. Hercules did that. He
He's
ran
not
right
sorry.
through it and accidentally hit it on you.
He just bumped
I'll
it.
get it, buddy. Thanks for getting her all snowy, you big bully.
He just bumped it a little bit, right?
How rude. What a rude dude, man.
I appreciate you at least helping clean me off. I do have snow down the back of my neck if that makes you feel better. Anyway,
Now,
winter. I feel like it's easier to maintain temperature in the winter.
Disclaimer though, we've not spent summer in it out here yet.
That's true.
We were at the campground where we had 0 shade, and it was this past summer, which was a drought, and we had multiple days in a row over 100 degrees. I mean, it was hot this summer. So not the
it'll be
greatest of comparisons, but out here, I'm willing to take further precautions to, potentially if we have to build a carport or if we got to get something to cover the RV. So I can't say that I can give you a full answer on that, but for our experience right now and the camper that we have, which is not highly insulated or anything, but with the foam under it, all that good stuff, we've done a killer job, thank goodness, at keeping it warm this winter.
I agree.
I just hate that it's cold outside when I want to go outside and work. I want to walk outside in shorts. I don't want to think about putting on 19 layers, and I just want to get to work.
Well, I enjoy summer more because it's hard in the evening to go inside and be stuck inside.
Yep.
I'm ready to be able to sit outside,
Yep.
grill,
Yeah.
just have hangout time outside.
Very, very good point. I didn't really think to equate it to that, but even last night, I just don't want to sit around in the camper. It drives me up a wall. There's no, productivity is very minimal in there. Yeah, there's some clerical things we can do and blah, blah, blah. I can't run my chainsaw inside.
You can't run your chainsaw inside.
Well, not when you're home.
All right, what's next? Look at the pups. They're like, are you guys coming?
There is one question that you didn't put on here that I know a lot of people are asking, so I thought I would just say it.
Oh, okay.
They were asking, it's actually twofold. They were asking if Smokey and Hercules are related. No, they are not by blood. They are also asking if Smokey or Hercules is bigger. I'll be honest, at this point, I would say Smokey's probably still just a little bit longer because she's a full-grown adult dog. She's just over 2 years old, if I remember right. I believe he will be, attaboy.
Every time, Herc.
He says, I know when I'm on camera.
You
Yeah.
silly boy.
He will be 10 months old, is that right? April will be 1 year.
So,
I know you didn't eat anything gross today, huh? Golly, you're so handsome.
he's 9 months old right
You're
now.
9 months old, mister.
And look how massive that head is.
Yeah, his body's still got some growing room. So no, they're not related. I'd say they're pretty close in size. Smokey's probably still got him just a little bit from being an adult. His head is absolutely bigger.
Totally.
Yeah. How old's the goats? They were born in March.
The goats were born in March. Herc was born in April.
Yep. Nala was actually an April baby too.
She was.
Somebody said, will you be getting a princess for Mario? Someday, yes. But no, not in any hurry. Not in any hurry.
As cute as baby goats are, I am not ready for babies yet. That is just, we're not there yet. We have some learning to do before we take on baby goats.
Well, and there were a lot of questions. Ooh, let's go up there. Look how pretty that is. Guys, this is our favorite spot on the land up here. Well, by favorite, I mean one of 87 favorite spots, but because we're standing in it today, this is the favorite spot.
It's so pretty.
A lot of people were asking about other animals, bigger animals, and I don't think we're going to address any one specific question. I'd rather just kind of blanket it.
Well,
That is probably the largest one day at a time commitment that Shannon and I have made, because I know we've already gotten criticism and people are freaking out. People think we don't love Luigi. You're crazy, I know.
Luigi gets a lot more attention not on camera. The thing is, he'll come up to us, he'll let us pet him, and then he's like, I'm good, I'm done, I'm out.
Yeah, he's
So
looking for
it's not
treats
that we're not
and
giving
then he
him
dodges.
attention.
Yeah. My point in saying all that is the one day at a time mentality. We don't know what it's like to raise goats. And because we have so much to do, we want to balance bringing in different animals.
We don't
want
want to do too much too quick or too soon.
Yeah, and it's like the
Fast.
chickens. They have functionality as well as they're going to be fun. So we want to make sure that we're not just getting animals to have animals, I suppose.
Yeah, good answer. Look how pretty that is.
This one, I know you were joking around a little bit, but there's a lot more to it, and so I'm glad you asked. This is Rob. Rob is the gentleman that came down and helped save us, get the well repaired, and we've struck up a wonderful relationship. Wonderful, wonderful man. But he's also funny. So Rob asked, are you guys gonna have new merch coming out? I thought you were thinking of an Aquaman shirt, JK, but I can see some goat shirts in the future. Rob, you're right. Our problem we're running into is kind of the vendor program and quality control. You know, we ordered some shirts that I got the size I wear and absolutely everything on the planet, and it was way too small. So we're kind of ironing out some details. We've got some designs in the works that Shannon and I have just done kind of freehand, but we've got to solidify the vendor that's going to best fit our needs and provide you guys the best products at the best prices.
I have some ideas for a lot of shirts and stuff that promote positivity, thinking positive, being positive, and of course, our animals. We just have to figure out the logistics of it.
Yeah. So we're working on that, I promise.
Okay, so this next one that's on the list is, what are your plans on building a house and where is it going to be? Well, we kind of already answered the if we're going to build or not. So this is the area where we think we will build our house. And if I spin around, this is the view that we would have if we had a house here.
Yeah.
These two are just loving life.
Oh, yeah. Are your paws staying warm enough? Overall, how comfortable are you guys in the camper? I know it's got to be a huge adjustment, but how is the upgraded mattress holding up? How is the portable heater working? Is Nala comfy too?
First off, Nala's probably the most comfortable person in the whole camper.
Undoubtedly.
Just saying.
She likes little tight spaces.
Yeah. The bed is still holding up great. I feel like that's the most comfortable spot in the camper. And what was the other one? Portable heater.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that portable heater, we keep it in our bedroom. And there have been nights that I've woken up in the middle of the night just like sweating and had to open up the window. We are staying warm, and the heater and the bed have been game changers.
That is coming from a 5 foot, how tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". I wasn't going to do it for you. From my perspective, overall, how comfortable are you guys in the camper? On a 10-point scale, I'm looking at like a -4. Now, especially like when I'm doing the framing and doing things that are very physically demanding, at the end of the day, to go in and put my feet up on a recliner that my feet don't fit on, or I love the mattress, I love it. It's just in that room, it cannot be long enough. My feet have to hang off or they're against the wall. And I'm just starting to kind of feel some of the limitations, I guess. But if you're, I don't know, if I had to venture a guess, I would say 6 foot or below. I think 6 foot's going to be about the cap. I don't think they take into consideration anybody over 6 feet tall when they are designing bumper pool campers. So, food for thought. Hey Kyle, I have to ask, are you keeping up with your measuring tape any better, or is Shannon still hiding it from you? I bought 3 more. She doesn't know where they are.
I haven't hid anymore. The question will be what I hide next.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so we had a lot of questions asking when we're gonna work on the goat pen, and one of them was, once Goatville is ready at night, will you bring them back to the pen for safety? Yes. Kyle actually started on putting the poles in the ground for the fence.
I'm excited about it, by the way. These drove better than I anticipated because I did take advantage of a wet day.
If you could have free meals for life at one fast food chain, which one would you choose?
Triple cheeseburger, ketchup only.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding. That was a McDonald's reference. That's a long-standing joke in our marriage. We don't eat McDonald's.
Wait. Shannon does not eat McDonald's.
Therefore, we don't eat McDonald's.
Kyle goes without me.
I get to go with my little brother every once in a while. Man, now I'm hungry.
I don't think that Kyle and I agree on this. I
Where's
would
yours?
probably choose something like Moe's or something with more real food. You asked.
Real food. Is
I
there
don't
anywhere
like
that makes
fried
real
foods.
food?
I don't like fried foods.
Their
My taste
tortillas are
buds
fried.
so messed up. Oh, come on.
Next
It's
question.
different.
So I say Wendy's, you say Moe's?
Yeah.
All right.
This one we can keep short and to the point. A lot of people actually ask this question. How long have you both been married? How did you meet? And what made you take the leap and leave the jobs behind? How long we've been married?
7 years.
He's lying.
How long have we been married?
We've been married 9 years.
It'll be 10 years
It'll be
this
10
year.
this year.
I'm expecting a big tractor.
What do I get?
A tractor. You get jobs done with a tractor.
All right. And then we met at my old place of employment.
Yep, I was a customer. She was my banker.
And what made us take the leap?
I would refer them to the K&S Getting Out video.
Yeah.
If you want all the details, we have a dedicated video that we did, I don't even know, a while ago, back when we were at the KOA. We just kind of broke it all down. So there is a full story. Go to the second half of the video, I believe, and we are talking through all of it. We're not going to do that again to you today. All right, so this is the final question. Is that what you're saying?
This is the final
This is
question
it. They don't get to know any more about us after this one question for today.
for today.
Okay.
And I feel like this is a really good question.
Good.
What's the one thing you've learned since buying the property that you value the most? I think I know my answer to this. Do you already know your answer?
No.
He has a big grin on his face.
I'm thinking.
I think the thing that I would say that I value the most is actually two things. So
I thought you had this answer
I know.
done already.
As far as the land goes, taking structures into consideration when either buying land or if you have land, because one thing that I think that we should have waited to do was take down the barn. And I know it was in horrible shape, but I feel like we still could have used it to at least put stuff in and keep it out of the elements. So looking at structures and what structures are on the property before you buy. And then the other thing would be to just have fun.
I love it. That's good. I would say I have a couple as well. One of them is very personal, and the other one is a generality that we talk about all the time. For me, I am, believe it or not, a perfectionist. OCD, everything has to be perfect. I have to know every fraction all the way down to the most minute. No, I can't help it. It's who I am and it's how I am. And I've embraced it, and I'm learning how to be flexible with it and not hold myself to such a high standard on everything I do, because A, it takes forever, B, it stretches you out, C, you'll never be pleased with it. So that's probably the most valuable thing for me, is learning that sometimes okay is just okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, and there's nothing I can do about it. The other one is hands down, I think this goes with a lot of the questions we got today, but I know it sounds cliche, well, because it is, but in the reality of things, one day at a time is a very valuable mentality to take out here, because with 20 acres of land that had been untouched and needed all this love and work, if Shannon and I were to just start rambling off all the things we have to do and we start working on some of them and just going, you'll not get anything done. You'll just be bouncing around.
It gets very overwhelming very quick.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's not really something we set out when we started this channel, to think like, you know, we're really gonna... You got nailed. Oh.
I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
I just took one to the shoulder.
So yeah, the one day at a time mantra is not something we had before we came out here, nor is it something that we've ever thought about or had to think about. So that really came about from us learning the hard way. You need to take things in stride, plan things out, and when you're finished with some things, just stop. Stop, go in, enjoy it, build a fire, cook, barbecue, whatever. Do the things that you bought the land and moved out to the country to do, not always be working. We're working on that one.
I would say we're still working on that.
But yeah, one day at a time. And it's been a great experience. And as you go, don't forget to stop and take in some of the things that you may think are just little things. Remember how
enjoy the beauty.
Tall this was? I mean, just look at the little path that Herc's escaping on. That's because we cut him a line right through there where he could get out. My hope is in the next video, we're gonna have a little more of Goatville done and electrified. I gotta do a little bit of cleaning up there to get the rest of the posts in, but I think they're coming along nicely.
You can call old grandpa to come over and help you hang the string?
Did you just call him old?
I said ol.
Ol.
Not old. Ol.
What a good boy. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There's my good boy. Goodness gracious, look at you. You're like a snow puppy. Yeah, that's a good boy. Yeah, okay, sure. I'm already wet and muddy. Why not?
He says, I thought you needed a hug.
You smell so good when you're wet and muddy and... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can I have... Oh, I'll save that for later. He's the best.
I know.
You are.
He's so sweet.
Yeah. I know it. He says, I think the goats are fine today. I'll just stay out here with you guys.
Yeah. Just getting rained on nonstop.
All right, Bubba. I think that's all the questions. You want to get him out of here?
He is so cute.
Like, he He comes into the hug. If you're hugging him and you're not close enough, he gets you in there. He gets you in there, doesn't he? Yeah. Big boy. You're my big boy, aren't you?
Here's the thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration. Kyle is 5'4". Kyle is 6'4". And as high up as Herc comes on him, Herc doesn't look very big, but
Is
he's
that
a big
true?
dog.
Is that true? Do I make you look smaller? Probably a little bit. Well, guys, we always enjoy doing the Q&As with you. A, so you guys can get to know us a little better. B, it gets Shannon and I thinking a little bit.
You guys asked some really good questions.
For sure. And when you have days like this and it snows and you can't work, what better to do
What
than
else are we
walk
gonna
around
do?
and enjoy the sights and
Look at the snow.
have some fun with you guys.
We can't do that going uphill.
Okay, we tried a closeout on the mountain.
It did not work.
I should have stretched first, should have brought water, should have. How are you doing?
My legs are tired.
I think I got
You really want to know?
snot running down my belly button.
Okay,
Okay,
let's try that again.
all right.
Hey, Herc wants to be in it.
Hercules, Hercules, Hercules.
He says, come on, Dad. Come
Oh.
down here.
Time for mama's hugs.
Aw. Thank you. Just punch me in the face.
Look how big that monster head is. Yeah.
Thank you for my hug.
Mom wants a
I
kiss.
don't want kisses.
She wants a kiss. She wants a kiss.
I
She
don't
wants a
want
kiss.
a kiss. I
Right
just
on the
want a
nose.
hug.
Get her right on the mouth.
Aw, you
Right
stink,
on the
dude.
mouth, buddy.
You stink. Oh,
He says, Mom, I earned that.
okay. Whew, I got snow running down the back of my neck. We gotta get inside.
Yeah. Hey, thank you all so much for coming along on this journey with us. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
What do you think, Bubba? I hear your ghost down there crying for you. Are we about to the point to go see him? Yeah, he's a good boy. You're so handsome.
Like Mike.
Like my lips are numb, but Mike.